Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sports Vault. Jersey Joe Archino back here, and the UEFA Champions League round of 16 is in the full swing of things. We now have had two full match days where we saw a lot of action happening. Obviously, PSG and Chelsea was on Tuesday, and then yesterday we had Real Madrid against Roma. Real Madrid going to the Stadio Olimpico, and there's really no denying the fact that Real Madrid has had their trouble against Italian sides, really going back to the last 8 years. I mean, it's well documented. But in this match, it really certainly started out very interesting. And I think if you watched the first half of that match, you were saying Roma's got a real shot here. Now, I think when you look at Roma, I mean, if you watch the first 25 minutes of that match, and if you had watched Roma prior to before Luciano Spalletti took over as their new manager, it was a night and day difference. I mean, Roma looks like a totally different club, and one of the biggest problems under Rudy Garcia, who was the manager before Luciano Spalletti, who's there now, is they had no offensive threat. They really never were a main challenge, and especially to a side like Real Madrid, who has such great defenders like Sergio Ramos and Toni Kroos, all those players, there was really not going to be a threat there if Rudy Garcia was still the guy. But Luciano Spalletti has taken over. Roma has certainly shown a little bit more of an offensive capability to them, and they certainly, I thought Roma really were the more dominant side for about the first 25 minutes of that game. They even opened up the second half and looked like a little bit of the sharper side. But again, the difference maker, as they often are in the matches like this, comes down to the superstars. Cristiano Ronaldo with a goal in the 57th minute. After that, really, it was all Real Madrid from there. But, for the most part in this match, Roma really got out and they ran. I mean, you saw Mohamed Salah really how many times he was able to use his speed to really get into the dangerous zones and create some good chances for Roma. Roma had some chances in this match. We saw El Shaarawy get a couple good looks on goal. We saw Mohamed Salah really using his speed and getting up to. I mean, Roma had some chances in this game. They walked into halftime with a 0-0 score, which I think if you're Roma, you had to be happy with, but you did concede the 2 goals at the Stadio Olimpico. Now it is basically over because now you're going to the Bernabeu, and we know what Real Madrid is going to do there. But it was a good fight for Roma, and I think it really shows how far this club has come. I mean, it seemed like Roma with Rudy Garcia were kind of stuck in that 5th place spot. They really weren't doing anything relevant. A change had to be made, and the Roma directors, they did make the change. And Spalletti, based on everything that he's done since he's come there, I think you have to say it's worked out tremendously well. Daniele De Rossi was not playing in this match. Clearly, his absence was a big reason for the loss. But I think you look at everything that ways they are lining up for Roma, and it's clear that there is a new direction there, and that new direction is working. I mean, you look at them right now in Serie A; they're on a nice little winning streak where they're putting up the goals. 4-game winning streak, a 2-0 win against Sassuolo, 3-1 against Frosinone, 2-1 against Sampdoria, 3-1 against Carpi. Those aren't the top tier clubs of Serie A, but under Rudy Garcia, those might have been clubs that you might have walked away with a 1-1 draw against, or maybe not put up any goals at all and still walk away with 1 point. With Spalletti, there is a clear direction, and the biggest thing, I think, is he communicates with the players better than Rudy Garcia ever did. Obviously, he is an Italian. There's a lot of Italians on this side, but like all clubs, it's very multicultural. There's a lot of different players. Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian, man. You have El Shaarawy, an Italian. You have a lot of different players from different backgrounds, like we see so often in world football. That's one of the things that makes the game so special, but the biggest takeaway from this game, I think, is, I saw on Twitter, everybody was kind of saying, Roma's giving them fits, Roma's giving them fits. Roma is coming out, and they did. Roma came out, and they had a very solid game plan. You saw Spalletti kind of what he wanted to do in that game, using the speed of Salah and their other players to try to get up there and create some opportunities. And they did create some opportunities. The speed did open some things up, but Real Madrid was just a better side. They have the second best player in the world in Ronaldo, and so many times in matches like this, that is exactly what it comes down to. It's who has the better goaltending, who has the better strikers. I think the three-man formation up top for Real Madrid in that game really was so effective, and Ronaldo just had a brilliant goal in the 57th minute, and that really killed all of Roma's chances because they were playing very well to that point. Again, they opened up the second half and they really were sharp again, getting some good opportunities, using their speed, defending well, and we know how difficult it is for a side like Real Madrid to play against an Italian side like Roma. But Real Madrid took care of their business behind Ronaldo's goal. There was a second goal, but I think Ronaldo's was the catalyst for that win for Real Madrid, and now they're looking pretty where they are. But it was a great match. Both the premier matches we've had so far. Chelsea PSG on Tuesday was a great one, and then Real Madrid defeating Roma 2-0 was another good one. Next week, it just gets even better. Juventus, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Barcelona. Again, I just can't tell you how excited I am for those two matches. Of course, we'll be here breaking those down as they happen, analyzing them after they happen. It's what makes the game so special, and the UEFA Champions League is certainly one of the most special events in the entire world of sports. But until that happens, Jersey Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino, on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino, and we'll see everybody next time.